Hello everybody, I'm Manu from Annotation Vlogs, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a few tips and tricks on how to greatly increase your productivity. So I will be giving you 3 tips and a bonus tip at the end, so make sure you watch till the end. Let's go. So guys, let's go to tip number 1. Now this is simply how much time you waste in a day. If you're an average person, you spend 2 to 3 hours on screen time, so that's time on the laptop, on the phone. If you're taking the TV as well, that will increase. So the idea is to figure out how much time you're wasting in those areas and to reduce that. So we must have a good level of productivity in a day, and the only way to have productivity is if you actually have time, and if you actually carve out time from the other parts of the day which are going wasted. So let's go to tip number 2. So guys, here's tip number 2. After you figure out how much time you're wasting in a day, the most important thing to do is to have a plan. Now, there is nothing which can be done to completion without a plan. So if you're wasting 3 hours in a day, you must try to bring it down to 1.5 hours. If you're wasting 5 hours in a day, bring it down to 2. If you're wasting 2 hours in a day, try to bring it down to 1. Try to bring it down less than 1 hour every day. So the simplest trick to doing this is to simply get a notebook. Get a notebook, and on that notebook, write every day's schedule down in 45 minutes, 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes chunks. Now, the simplest reason why you must write it in 45-minute chunks is simply because after about an hour, your brain, you are not going to be focusing on what you're doing if you do that thing for more than an hour, unless you're extremely motivated towards doing that. So, if you're doing physics for 45 minutes, after that 45 minutes, your productivity and your focus drastically dips. Simply because you've been doing it and your mind is programmed, your brain is programmed. After doing it for 45 minutes, you get the feeling that you've done it for 45 minutes, so you can relax now. So to be productive, you need to stop that feeling. So the simplest and most effective way of doing that is to change from doing one thing in 45-minute chunks to doing another thing in 45-minute chunks. So simply, if you do physics for the first 45 minutes, do something else, do chemistry, do math for the next 45 minutes. And my goal is not to do only 45 minutes of physics in the whole day. No, the idea is to do the 1, 2, maybe even 3 hours on holidays, but to do it in 45-minute chunks all throughout the day, so that you do not have the burden of having to do a huge study session at one go. So now coming to the thing of the book. Now it's pretty simple. All you have to do is get a normal book. It doesn't really have to be a long notebook. It can just be a simple small book in which you start writing every day's study schedule just like that. So in mine, it's divided. When I wake up every morning at 4:30, I start studying by around 5. It's divided into 45-minute chunks. 5 to 5:45, 5:45 to 6:30, 6:30 to 6:45 is a small break, 6:45 to 7:30, and 7:30 to 8:15. So therefore you can see that I have 4 45-minute chunks in which I can get done a lot of work, almost 3 hours of work, 3 hours of productive work in the morning by 8:15. Now again, if your school or college starts at 8 o'clock and you have to leave earlier, you can always tweak it around to your idea. You can have 2 study sessions, 3 study sessions instead of the 4. So my main thing which I want to convey to you is that break it down into study sessions. You get a lot of work done in the morning, and you actually get productive work done in the morning, simply because you're not spending a huge amount of time doing only one thing, which leads your mind to fatigue. So before we go to our last tip, the bonus tip, please go down and hit the subscribe button if you have not done that before, and like the video as well, and share it with all your friends, simply because this will really help me and help me make better videos for you in which you guys can grow and become better individuals yourself. So now let's go into the next tip. So guys, now the last and final tip which is going to really help you and skyrocket your productivity is simply to have two things. One, a long-term plan of what all you have to complete. For example, in 20 days, if you have to revise your whole year's portion, that seems like a huge task. But if we break it down into smaller chunks, then studying half a chapter every day doesn't seem that big. In a day, it is not that difficult to study one of every chapter. And therefore, in 20 days, rather in less time than 20 days, you should be able to finish this. So the first thing is to get a broad study plan, something for around 20 days or so. And then every single day to write down, every day the night before, you write down what you're going to do the next day. So that in the morning you are not thinking or having any tension about what you're going to do that day. You already have it all figured out. Now the next thing is that you must be regular. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to be regular. You cannot study 3 hours or 5 hours on only the weekends. You have to study concertedly throughout the week. Various studies have shown that studying concertedly, even in only 1 hour chunks, every day throughout the week is so much better than studying only on the weekends. So simply study all throughout the week in small chunks, and as you can see, utilize the morning to great efficiency, and I am getting 3 hours of study done under my belt by 8:15. So that is the level at which we must increase your productivity to. And the final way and the most easy way in which to do your study schedule every single day is to simply get a table like this. So on every day, you have your day down and you have your plan down for that day, and all you have to do is mark it every single day, and every day which you get it right, which you get it done, you finish your study plan completely, you put a green color mark, and every day in which you do not do it properly, put a red color mark. So your plan and your idea is to, in a 20-day interval, get as little red marks as possible and to get as many green marks as possible. So the main idea, let's recap, is 1, to figure out how much time you're wasting in a day. 2, break your day into study sessions. 3, get a book, get a planner, get a proper planner and what you're going to be doing all times in the day. Break your day into your intervals and put it into your planner. And your fourth and most important thing is to actually get down a broad study schedule and get it down on a chart like that, in which you're able to figure out how many days of the week you are actually productive, how many days out of that 20-day session you were actually productive. So guys, signing off for now. I'm Manipulation Vlogs, and do remember to please share this with all your friends and subscribe down below. I will see you in my next video, which will be mostly out every week. So I will be trying to post every week now. I have been a little inconsistent earlier, but I will try to post every week. So thank you, and I will see you next video.